right, let's get ready for the fastest 2 hours in hockey. Nah, not really, but what do you think?
don't think?
How fast is it?
It's pretty fast.
Pretty fast?
I think so.
Okay, let's get it going then.
All right, here we go. If we talk faster, let's go faster.
I don't know. Nick Kiprios, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. It's the Real Kipper and Bourne Show. Derek Brandeo and Jake the Serpent Schultz. You've changed his name on me.
So let me ask you. Do you think anybody listens to our show at double time? Because that's an option on like
At what time?
double time, like fast.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Maybe not double, but one and a half.
Do you ever listen to a podcast one and a
I
half?
only listen at like
That's
1.3.
psychopath behavior.
1.5.
I can't believe that.
It does help, though.
Help with what?
Get you through it faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm on the subway twice a day, every day. Like,
Well, not all of us are killing 3 hours
the
a
normal
day.
speed is fine.
So was this you actually wanting to change Jake's nickname, or just you testing me to see if I'm paying attention to your lineup?
Well, I thought we went with the more professional word for snake because of serpent. So,
All right.
because he's been
That
good
works for
recently.
me.
The serpent.
It is misspelled. No!
Is it?
Serpent is ENT, I think.
ENT?
I think so.
That's
Listen,
so appropriate. That's awesome
and I'm
stuff.
sitting here like you guys. I get to the office today. I've worn my uniform, a hoodie and a hat. Very, very used to that. And you guys don't usually dress like $1 million. I walk in here, and these two guys, I feel like I'm at a Halloween party, no costume. Like I'm like, what? You guys are making me look more stupid than I usually do.
We are. We have a reason.
Yeah, we do.
I know.
Yeah,
We're on the game tonight.
we are. But for now, we've got wherever you're watching and listening on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Sportsnet 360, and Sportsnet Plus. We got Leaf Hour Edition. Then we go into our national show. And to your point, JB, we race over, and we've got literally less than 30 minutes between our show and the pregame show
Start of the show, yeah.
for Toronto and Anaheim. The Ducks are in town making their only visit tonight at Scotiabank. They are on the second half of a back-to-back. You covered them last night.
Yep.
With the game between Ottawa and Anaheim.
And let me tell you, they are must-see TV. You will not want to miss this.
I had to say, I was watching the broadcast last night.
Yeah.
And when we had Ben in, my nephew, we did a tour of like the NHL studio.
Mhm.
I got to tell you, I was blown away by you guys sitting in those seats. Like
Pretty
CGI
crazy
or whatever the hell it is.
graphic, eh?
It was unbelievable. And it really looked like when they zoomed in on you guys, it really looked like you're. I was amazed
Yeah.
by that. Whoever did that over there, you guys are amazing.
Okay. I don't want to put a downer on
Oh,
it.
here we go. But,
And I'm not saying it didn't look good.
Yeah.
This is the part I hate.
oh, no.
It's fake.
Yeah.
It's phony.
Oh, they didn't go to
It's-
sit in a rink
No,
with seats?
no. I'm not happy every time I pick up my phone and I don't know what to believe, what's real and what's not
You
real.
know what? That's
Okay?
a fair complaint.
That's it.
Yeah.
I have enough of it. I got to look twice to think, where are you?
It is so
and
true.
it's fake,
Mhm.
fake TV. And I'm buying into I'm not happy about fake TV all the time.
I gotta believe the next generation is going to be good at discerning. It's going to be harder and harder to what's fake and real.
Like,
Did you see something today? Because you sent a very text about Corbin Burns and the Jays. Did you see something fake that
Of
got you
course I
then?
did.
Oh.
Of course.
So
Every
you-
time I see something, I don't believe it. So you're my Blue Jay expert.
Yeah, they didn't
because someone said that he signed with the Jays, and I'm like, I don't believe it until I go to Sammy.
He didn't.
you do.
And
He
if,
didn't.
And if you read
Okay.
Ben Nicholson
Yeah.
Smith and Shida
Yeah.
V's latest from sportsnet.ca, I don't think he's coming.
Mm.
Anyways,
Okay. Just one last thing on this, like, fake
Yeah.
computer enhanced
Augmented
TV.
reality.
Yes.
I believe they call
Like-
it AR.
Are they going to put us in a closet one day and make it look like the most spectacular set ever?
Well, no, they're going to send us home, not pay us, and have animated figures.
yeah, they're just gonna have humans that look like or fake
They're
humans that
not
look
going
like
to
you.
need us at all.
Yeah.
Okay, you covered the Anaheim Ducks last night.
Yep.
Not their finest effort. They kind of looked like, I'm not sure if that's a real NHL team or not. Kind of look like are they the worst team in the league?
If the Leafs don't feed them their absolute
Well,
lunch today, it's embarrassing.
that's the point I wanted to get across, is that based on what you saw last night, is now you and everyone else, including our Sammy here, going to sit and watch tonight and say, if they don't absolutely crush them by X amount of goals, then it's not a good night for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
It would be really bad. The Ottawa Senators had so much room last night. I sent you guys, I think, a screenshot of where the Ducks rank in defensive categories. Expected goals, shot attempts, shots on net, slot shots, inner slot shots, slot passes, OZ possession time, rush chances. Last.
Yeah.
They are dead last in every defensive category. They've played 3 times in the last 4 nights, all road games. Last night, all their guys had a shift of 2 minutes or more, dragging their legs out. Ottawa was running them ragged.
Yeah.
They're the worst team in back-to-backs over the past 2 years in the NHL.
Oh my God.
All they have going for them is this Lucas Dostal,
Yeah.
their goaltender, is 4th best in the NHL in save percentage. He's good. If he doesn't see 40 shots tonight, I don't know what to tell you about the Leafs offense.
So in about half an hour, we're going to welcome in Scott Niedermayer to the program. We got a chance to talk to him a little earlier. He's out in BC, but he was kind enough to join us, special advisor to the Anaheim Ducks. We'll get some thoughts in on him, on where the progress is and this rebuild to get to where he was once upon a time, a long time ago. And that's top of the mountain with the Stanley Cup. But they've got some work to do, no question. As far as the Toronto Maple Leafs are concerned, where do you guys want to start? For me, hearing the news that they're going back to Anthony Stolarz is somewhat surprising to me.
Yeah.
But he will start against one of the worst teams in the league. Let's go to you first, JB.
You know, I don't understand it just because it's not that Stolarz, it doesn't make sense to start a guy who's playing well, but he's been playing well, and he's been alternating with Wall, who's also playing well. Everyone's doing great. Keep them both involved. They're both going to play in a back-to-back this weekend. I really don't get why you would step out of the rhythm here.
I think that he was unbelievable against the Devils.
Good. Yep.
And the only reason they got 2 points against a good team, and he's been really good on home ice, and he earned the start, flat out.
What did Joseph Wall do in his last game?
I would say that he lost to was he in against the Penguins? They lost the Penguins on Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's not good enough to.
So I just think that you have a plan, and Berube's talked about how we have a plan, all these different things. But I do think it's still, it's the plan. There you go. It's professional sports. You perform that well. I said it yesterday. I would like to see him start tonight. I'm glad they did it.
Sammy,
I think it's the right call.
They play 11 times in 21 days here. So now he's going to have played 3 times in 6 days or something coming up for this weekend. Where it's like, do you need to lean on a guy who's never played this sort of workload in his life?
Okay, let's go to Craig Berube on why Stolarz is starting, and then we'll pick up the conversation out of it.
Looks like you might change your goaltending rotation a bit. Is that based on Stolarz having a really good game, or is that greater playing with the back-to-back coming up?
Back-to-backs too, but, Stoli had one hell of a game. We all know that. So that was the call tonight to go back with him.
There you go. And, former team. He was a Duck at one point, I guess. Maybe you could look at that. I don't know if that's a factor here, but with all those stats you read off there, I mean, are we expecting a super high impact night here?
Good point.
I think it's just a thing that you reward a guy who's been unbelievable for you to start the year.
Yeah, it might even be a little deeper for me anyways, just in terms of his game was so good.
So good.
That maybe they just want to see if he could follow it up with another one.
The Toronto Maple Leafs may be taking a new approach to salary management, which could directly impact Mitch Marner's contract negotiations. During Kyle Dubas' tenure as general manager, the team didn't hesitate to spend heavily, and this trend began with a 6-year extension signed by Marner in 2019. At the time, Marner's $10.9 million annual cap hit set the market for superstar wingers, surpassing comparable players like Mikko Rantanen of the Colorado Avalanche, who signed a 6-year deal with a $9.25 million annual cap hit. Now, however, times seem to be changing. TSN's Pierre LeBrun recently reported that the Maple Leafs have implemented an internal salary cap, aiming to ensure no player earns more than captain Austin Matthews, who signed a 4-year extension worth $13.25 million per season in August 2023. The team's primary concern revolves around Marner's agent, Darren Ferris, who, according to LeBrun, might push for a percentage of the total salary cap instead of a fixed dollar amount. This could result in Marner's cap hit exceeding Matthews' $13.25 million, conflicting with the Leafs' new financial strategy. Ferris is known for driving negotiations to the limit, often taking his clients to free agency. This raises fears that discussions between Marner and the Leafs could drag on until July 1st, giving Marner and his camp all the leverage in negotiations. Another complicating factor is the rising market. LeBrun noted that Mikko Rantanen believes he could secure $14 million per season as a free agent. This sparks the question, could Marner demand even more? And would Ferris take that gamble, knowing the Leafs might opt to move on and sign another player? Marner has made it clear on multiple occasions that Toronto is where he wants to be. As a local player with deep ties to the city, he's expressed his desire to spend his entire career wearing the blue and white of the Leafs. However, staying with the team may require him to accept less than market value, especially if the front office remains committed to its new salary structure. Such a sacrifice could be vital for the team's collective success and to avoid financial issues that have plagued the recent past. While negotiations are still in the early stages, it's evident that Marner's future with the Leafs is at stake. Maple Leafs fans may need to prepare for the possibility of significant changes, but they can also trust in the player's commitment to the city and the franchise to find a compromise. The Maple Leafs' decision to implement an internal salary cap reflects a broader shift in their team-building philosophy. After years of prioritizing top-end talent with hefty contracts, the organization appears determined to strike a balance between superstar contracts and depth throughout the roster. This strategy aims to avoid the pitfalls of past seasons, where a lack of financial flexibility often left the team vulnerable in critical playoff moments. For Mitch Marner, this shift creates a unique challenge. On one hand, his value to the Leafs is undeniable. A consistent top scorer and elite playmaker, Marner has been instrumental in driving the team's offense. On the other hand, his ability to command a salary that rivals or exceeds Austin Matthews could put the Leafs in a difficult position, especially with a potential need to strengthen other areas of the roster. As the 2023-24 season progresses, the Leafs must weigh the potential consequences of sticking to their cap philosophy. Losing a homegrown talent like Marner would undoubtedly sting for fans and the organization alike. However, allowing one player to dictate financial terms beyond the team's structure could hinder long-term success and force painful sacrifices elsewhere. Adding to the complexity is the looming free agency of William Nylander. If the Leafs are to stick to their internal salary cap, they may also face challenges in retaining Nylander, who could command a significant raise. Balancing contracts for both Marner and Nylander within the new framework could prove to be the ultimate test for Toronto's management team. Another factor at play is the team's ultimate goal, winning the Stanley Cup. While star players like Marner and Matthews are crucial, history has shown that depth and balanced rosters often prevail in the postseason. If the Leafs fail to manage their finances effectively, they risk falling short of building a championship-caliber team, even with elite talent. For Marner, the decision to stay with the Leafs might come down to more than just dollars. His connection to the city, the fans, and his teammates could be deciding factors. If he prioritizes legacy and loyalty over maximizing earnings, there's a strong possibility that he'll work with the team to find a deal that benefits both parties. Negotiations will also test Darren Ferris, known for his hardline tactics in securing lucrative deals for his clients. While pushing for top dollar is expected, Ferris may need to weigh the risks of alienating the Leafs management and fanbase. A prolonged stalemate could damage Marner's relationship with the team and its supporters. The Leafs management, led by general manager Brad Treliving, faces a pivotal moment. Treliving's reputation as a negotiator and team builder will be on full display as he navigates this high-stakes scenario. Striking the right balance could solidify his tenure in Toronto, while a misstep might set the team back for years. For Maple Leafs fans, the coming months will be filled with anticipation and uncertainty. Marner's future, along with the team's ability to stay competitive under financial constraints, will likely dominate conversations as the season unfolds. Supporters can only hope that the team's new approach leads to greater playoff success and, ultimately, the elusive championship. In the end, the outcome of these negotiations could redefine the Maple Leafs' identity for years to come. Whether it results in retaining Marner or reshaping the roster, the team's commitment to an internal salary cap signals a clear focus on long-term sustainability. Fans will be watching closely, hoping for a resolution that keeps the team's core intact and their championship dreams alive. As the negotiations with Mitch Marner progress, another layer of complexity is added by the external competition in the NHL market. Teams with more cap space and fewer restrictions could easily present lucrative offers to Marner if he reaches free agency. The Leafs are not only negotiating with Marner but also indirectly competing with other franchises willing to outbid them for his services. One example of this is Mikko Rantanen, whose potential $14 million value on the open market highlights the growing demand for elite wingers. If Rantanen secures such a deal, it could set a precedent that Marner's camp would use as leverage. The Leafs, however, must remain disciplined, as breaking their internal salary cap for Marner could lead to similar demands from other key players down the line. The looming specter of free agency means the Leafs have a limited window to strike a deal. If negotiations drag on into the off-season, the leverage shifts heavily in favor of Marner and his agent. Darren Ferris, known for his strategic patience, could use this to push for maximum value, putting even greater pressure on the Leafs management to make a decision. This scenario also places significant pressure on head coach Sheldon Keefe. Managing a team amid ongoing contract uncertainty can disrupt chemistry and focus. Keefe will need to ensure that the team remains united and focused on their performance, even as the media and fans speculate about Marner's future. Meanwhile, the Leafs core group, including Auston Matthews, Morgan Rielly, and John Tavares, will likely play a role in influencing Marner's decision. The camaraderie among the players and their collective drive for a championship could persuade Marner to accept a deal that aligns with the team's financial structure. On the flip side, the Leafs could explore contingency plans if a deal with Marner doesn't materialize. Trading Marner would be a bold move, but it could bring significant assets in return, potentially bolstering the team in areas like defense or secondary scoring. This option, while unpopular with fans, might be necessary to maintain roster balance. The timing of these decisions is also critical. With the trade deadline months away, the Leafs must assess whether keeping Marner without an extension risks losing him for nothing in free agency. A preemptive trade could avoid this scenario, but it would also signal a significant shift in the team's short-term goals. Fan sentiment will undoubtedly influence the team's approach. Marner is not just an exceptional player, he's a fan favorite and a symbol of homegrown talent succeeding in Toronto. Losing him could lead to backlash, especially if the team struggles in the aftermath of his departure. The broader NHL landscape also plays a role. As other teams navigate their own salary cap challenges, the Leafs can learn from their successes and failures. Organizations like the Tampa Bay Lightning and Vegas Golden Knights have shown the value of balancing star power with depth, offering a potential blueprint for Toronto's future.